What I've seen in my life basically is my dad beating on my mom.
People say mean things, you know, like problems, like some family members might say stuff, you know what I mean, that hurt.
My mom got in a fight with one of her boyfriends, like fist fight in the building I used to live in.
My best friend, she got raped.
Since when I was little, I stood up in front of my mom because he was about to beat her, and my dad punched me straight in the mouth and knocked my 2 front teeth out.
Personally, like I have some problems with like my aunts and grandmothers, you know what I mean? So sometimes they say things, and some things that they don't say, you know? That like, it kind of hurts, but I always try to stay positive.
Like I actually seen, like he broke my mom's jaw by like slapping her though. But like they were like literally fighting. I had to take my little brother, I was only like 6, 7 years old, take my little brother, go across the building, go get my uncle, tell him to come downstairs and stop it.
Like, I hated him for it. Like, I hated him. I hated being his son. I hated going to school and, like, having bruises, you know, or just remembering the night before when he came home drunk.
Did that have an impact on how you see the world?
Basically, yes, it did in a way, but it's the world. The world's not perfect. We're going to try to make it perfect. It's not going to work. We just got to live life each and every day, whether it's perfect or not.
Like, I'm 7 years old seeing my mom get hit. Like, how am I supposed to take that?
Physical.
Harm. Power and control.
Emotional.
Hurting someone.
Sexual.
Social issue.
It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be hugging other girls.
Even the smallest things can be abuse.
Abuse comes in many different shapes and sizes, you know what I mean? Like, comes at you in different ways. And it doesn't always have to be from your boyfriend or girlfriend or your spouse in any way, you know what I mean? It could happen from a friend or a family member. It's just, it can happen anywhere.
That hurt people hurt people. When they get hurt, they don't know any better and they think it's all right to hurt other people.
It happened to me, and I did it to the person that did it to one of my siblings. And, like, it was like a cycle. And my dad did it to my mom, and I did it to them. And it was like, it was that cycle.
If you're raised in an abusive home, that's normal to you, you know? So they'll just be like, oh, it's nothing.
And you're talking English, you're gonna learn English. If you're talking Spanish, they're gonna learn Spanish. If you're being abusive, they're gonna learn abuse. If there's not abuse in the house, then it's like less likely that the kid's gonna be abusive.
If we both were little, and I, like, beat on you as a kid, like, maybe you would start feeling like protective, and you'd have to beat other people, like, to assert that you're the one with the power, that they can't harm you, you know, to just make yourself feel better.
REACH is such a great program because, like, we're trying to give the kids something else, you know, something different, so a more better place to be.
Started, like, developing friendships like the first day, and it was just like it was just really, like, fantastic.
You know, because these kids, it just, like, it breaks my heart sometimes because it's like I never really experienced half the things that these kids have experienced, you know, but it still hurts.
Like, a lot of people that are inside of REACH, like they've either been abused or they've abused others or they have problems in school, and like with REACH you have people to talk to and that could like help you out.
I like to call this my second family. You know, we talk, we joke around. Some of our jokes may not be, you know, all that funny, but we try.
Kids come to me and they're always like, you know, I always put like a smile on my face, I'm always happy, but like at home I'm so sad all the time, I'm always crying.
So it made me like wanna like talk, and then that's when my first bubble came up, and I said something, and it wasn't like, it was like, I know what you mean.
And they always say because I like being here, you know, and that's true. Like, I mean, if you're happy at a place, you're gonna smile.
They really don't help us solve the problems. They kind of help us try to solve our problems ourselves with them, you know, trying to give us advice.
Your boyfriend constantly puts you down in front of your friends. When you ask them to stop, they apologize and promise it would never happen again, but it does. You've thought about leaving them, but you are afraid they will get physically violent. Did you guys see that new Tyler Perry movie? Yeah. I really like it, but I thought that Mike character was pretty stupid.
What are you talking about? I like Mike. He's stupid.
I think he should never went to the Bahamas with them because nobody likes him.
What are you talking about? I like him. You're stupid. Like.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Go ahead.
Like, I don't really appreciate how you put me down in front of our friends. I think you should apologize.
No, I ain't gonna apologize. Why should I?
Cause
I
you
was just messing around with them.
But you
You know, they're friends.
disrespected me.
But they're my friends too.
And you disrespected me. You should respect
I'm the
me.
man. I wear the pants.
It don't matter if you wear the pants. You should respect me as a woman.
As a woman, I know.
You still
like,
should
you're a woman.
apologize. Like, you're really hurting me right here.
Nah, just chill. Just chill.
Like, I still think you should apologize.
Nah, I ain't gonna apologize to you.
Well, you know what? You should just forget the whole relationship because.
What are you talking about?
if
You
just
dumping
gonna-
me?
Exactly.
Are you dumping
If
me?
you're just gonna put me down,
Are you dumping me?
if you're just gonna put me down, then we're gonna be over.
A lot of people, when they're being abused, like they'll just be like, "Oh, he didn't mean it," or "She didn't mean it." You know, they'll take it as maybe they were playing around, or it was a mistake. You know, things like that. Like they'll put an excuse for something, or they'll receive it in a different way when really it's straight up abuse. You know, that's why people get confused sometimes. That's why some people are in the places that they're in because they don't understand the difference. You know. And it's like, that's why I try to, like I said before, I try to be part of the solution.
My name's Brother Albright, and I feel like I'm part of a great world family that has a nuclear family in reach.
It helps us students, like, revolve stress and kind of de-stress to Mr. Albright. Try to get his help and other students as well.
Mr. Albright was just so full of energy and just so so bright. And even when I was having a bad day, I'd say, "Hey, Mr. Albright," and he would just like make my day better. So that's how I started getting into Reach.
And then Mr. Albright, he's awesome. He's like really great to talk to because he's not the judging type that he'll be like, "You argue with your mom, that's not good." Like he'll be like, you know, why do you and your mom bump heads?
I can't see myself as an abuser because when I was growing up, my father wasn't always there for me. I always told myself, I'm not going to be like him, I'm going to be better than him, you know. And the way I'm going to raise my kids, I mean, I'm going to yell at them, but I'm not going to put my hands on them, you know. I'm going to correct you when you're wrong and tell you when you're wrong, but I'm going to put my arm around your shoulder and say, I love you.
I learned that these are just like stuff that you go through, but at the end they make you stronger.
The way I was raised, you don't hit a woman.
Well, I'll ask them a question. I'll be like, since you're going through what you're going through, you want to put your kids through what you're going through? You know what I mean? I'll put something out there. I'll be like, do you want to continue living this way? Or do you want to make a change? Like, do you want to do what your mom is doing? Do you want to do what your dad is doing? You know? Because I always say it always starts with you first.
What's difficult to comprehend for some people is that God answers prayers at His time and not on our time. You know, when we say we want things done, maybe God feels that we need to wait a little bit longer because when He finally answers our prayer, it'll sink in better because we've waited so long and we're so tired and we just really need Him at that moment. And that's when He just overwhelms you with His love and just presents the way out.
We're human, we all make mistakes, and he did apologize to my mom, and that man is like my father now. So basically, I just dropped it and move on with our lives, because you only have one life, live it up.
Everyone thinks you and your boyfriend/girlfriend have a perfect relationship. You have been together since high school. You love them very much, but sometimes your boyfriend/girlfriend is physically abusive. You are afraid to tell your friends and family because what they might think. When you talk to your boyfriend/girlfriend, they say that you make them hit you.
Just got my permit and all that stuff. My
Hey.
license.
Hey. How you doing? Chilling. Yeah. What the hell was that?
Not a babe. Just...
Oh, stop!
That was what was that for?
Because you're hugging other girls.
So what? That's my sister though.
It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be hugging other girls.
Yo, babe, you hit me one more time. It's over.
I understand, but I'm going through a lot.
That don't mean you gotta hit me.
For people that are going through abusive situations, I'll be like, listen, I'll help you as much as I can, and then I'll try and I'll try and bring them to somebody of a higher authority, you know what I mean, to try and help change that. But I always tell them, be like, you sure you want to do this? And you're positive, because like, it's a big thing, you know, and it's like a lot of things are going to happen that you're not going to like, you know what I mean, and you're going to have to either 100% or you're not.
Those are some really, really tough things to go through. Like when you feel like you can't go into anybody. But what I really encourage them to do, what I advise them to do, would just try it, you know. Even if you really don't think you can, just try it, because you never know until you try. Just make new connections and just open up little by little.
Like they say, everything you do is for a reason. So everything that happened to me is just something that, like a trip. Like I just tripped and I can get back up.
The best thing to do is it doesn't matter if it's woman, man, or whatever, that if you feel like you're getting abused, let them go. Move on. You don't have time for it.
But you gotta always think, I can do this. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. I'm gonna ignore all these things that have been put in my head, that I'm nothing, and you know what I mean, things that were said to me that scarred me. You gotta throw that out the window, because they don't matter. People like that don't matter. Only the people that build you up, you know. That's why I say you have a base and then you can build up from it. You can't build a house on sand. And it's like, if more people would just realize that, and how just one act of kindness could like save somebody's life, you know? It's like, if people could just realize how better the world would be if you just be more nice to people, more positive, you know? Like, we could just change the whole world.
In this world, we are all abusers. Some of us take each day for granted. Some of us despise each day. Me, I live life to the fullest. No enemies, no worries, no beliefs. I only believe in myself and friends and family. I'm an abuser, no. In my head, yes. See people abuse each other physically, me mentally. I kill them with kindness. What's the point of hatred? What was the world? This is what the world is based on. So therefore, I'm not an abuser, only in my head.
Okay, let's leave after we hug 12 people. And make sure 5 of them are F&M people.